What's going on, guys? Today we're talking about the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find. Let's jump into it. We're starting off with just a rough one right off the bat. What is that? I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, and that's not a great way to start a video. What is that blobby thing? Big blacked out earthworm. Crazy. I'm thinking that there's probably a cover up under here, and instead of, coming up with something super creative or even just blacking it out straightforward, they did this like wormy snake thing. And that's not the move. Sorry to tell you. But also, it's just bad tattoo. That's it. On to the next. Okay, this one is done by Daniel Hughes Tattoo. It's an amazing tattoo. I have something to say about it, but it's not really important what I have to say about it because overall, tattoo's amazing. What I do think a lot of the times when I see tattoos like this, I'm never a huge fan of when a torso tattoo comes onto the neck and takes up all that space. And one of the reasons is because when you're wearing a shirt, you want to be able to see the best parts of the tattoo. Now, I have a feeling that's why they put that eyeball right in the center of the throat to really like bring something that's interesting and fun to look at when he's wearing a shirt instead of just like a big red thing. But that's my major qualm with it. Other than that, like the tattoo is fantastic. I mean, like just one of the most beautiful tattoos. And that's like honestly a customer thing. Like that's what the customer wanted. That's what the customer gets. And I, again, do not think it takes away from the tattoo. It's just my own personal pet peeve on things like that. You see this a lot with hand tattoos too, where like a cool hand tattoo leads into a forearm tattoo. And I'm always like, I just want to see like these spaces used as if you were just wearing a lot of clothes and all you see is the hand. Give me an idea just right there. Not something that kind of like makes me need to have you roll up your sleeve. Same with the throat. Like I just want something that I could tell right away, even if you're wearing a shirt, not necessarily anything else. But just a gorgeous tattoo. That was my first thought. And again, it does not take away from this tattoo at all. It's a super bitchin' tattoo. Just my thoughts. On to the next.
Get an ugly tattoo and regret it for the rest of your life. Be a man.
Everyone's got one of those.
I love that. Look, a lot of times people get an ugly tattoo and they end up, regretting it, making such a big deal out of it. And it's like, ends up being this whole thing. And I know, I don't want you to have any bad tattoos. That's not obviously this channel is built on the idea that we want to educate people, get them out there, get them getting the best tattoos ever. But if you got a bad tattoo, sometimes you just kind of got to live with it. And a lot of times you see people making a bad tattoo even worse because they're so fucking focused on it and they're so stressed about it. So they want you to tweak little things and you're like, dude, this one's, just let it go. Just let it go. Enjoy, life's too short. Just get more tattoos and that's it. Move on, And I'm not saying you have to do that in order to be a man, but some good advice sometimes, On to the next. My name is Marco and I'm a tattoo artist and I paint abstract tattoos directly on the skin. Okay. So right off the bat, I'm never a huge fan of these types of things. I'm like, if you gotta fucking make a video out of it for me to understand what I'm looking at, I'm not a huge fan. But let's see it. I don't want to judge too quickly. Let's see it. So it's abstract-y, that's for sure. He painted on all these things. I'm gonna pause it right there for a moment before we get to see the actual tattoo. A lot of the times I see people doing this type of shit and they don't even use the stencil. Like and they painted or they flick that stupid fucking ink on people and they're like, oh, look how abstract and fucking corny I am. And then they don't even use it for the tattoo. Like the tattoo looks like completely different. Something that drives me crazy because then you're like, obviously you just did it for the Instagram reel. But let's watch. Okay, for the most part, a lot of that tattoo is in there. Like things he painted on, he actually used. I'm not a fan of this type of tattooing because of, you guessed it, the massive fields of color. Like putting a bunch of yellow and a bunch of light pinks into a tattoo are never a great idea, especially when it's like on a forearm that's gonna see a lot of sun more than likely over the course of this person's life. So that's my biggest takeaway right off the bat. But parts of it I like, I gotta be honest. Like had he done the entire thing in all black, I would have been extremely okay with it, which is kind of surprising. I'm even surprised myself saying it. Yeah, I can't hate on it too much. Again, the color parts, like if you're relying on color to build something, like build an idea on a forum, it's never gonna last very well and it's not gonna look great forever. But yeah, hey, this is a style, guys. Maybe I'm too lenient. Maybe you guys hate it. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you really think. I guess I've just seen so many of these fucking things that this seems like he's genuinely using the stencil, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'm too lenient today. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. On to the next. Okay. Let's talk about this little banger. Okay, con safos. Okay, I'm into it. Look, a lot of times when I see tattoos like this, I want to see them healed. Obviously, they're relying on white a whole lot in this type of tattooing with like the shadows and the blacks and grays. I'm gonna guess, because I have seen a handful of these types of tattoos done, and it probably looks really good healed. I think that there's part of me that is like, I don't really care how it heals. It looks fucking so tough. I don't give a shit. I don't know. Maybe these are my own personal biases, and someone could be like, oh, hey, fuck you, Kirk. You're not like keeping it. I don't give a fuck. This shit looks tough as fuck. I don't care about the tattoo healing. I don't care about what it's gonna look like. I care that it looks fucking gnarly, and it definitely does. Plus, he looks fucking cool. But I don't care. All my biases are out today. I like the fucking tattoo. Don't give a fuck. And also, I don't want to say anything bad against someone who's willing to fucking blast their face like this or blast someone's face like that. I'm keeping my distance, dude. Fuck that. I ain't saying shit. Yeah, cool. I'm into it. Fuck it. I also love the LA and the fucking all the writing this guy's got on his face. I'm into it. If you're not into it, I get why. I don't care. Fuck that. Guy's gnarly. On to the next. Okay, before we watch this one, we're just gonna watch it. Watch it first. It might be silent. I don't think I can use this music, but just look. Okay, again, this is a style of tattooing that I'm never a huge fan of. Like this really fine line stuff, it's like whatever to me. I hate when they put like all these geometric things, like this Dr. Wu type of tattooing from fucking 6-7 years ago. It's so popular. It's everything I don't like in tattooing, but that doesn't mean I dislike it. It just means I don't like it style-wise. A lot of times these tattoos are applied pretty well, especially this one, looking at it, like the blacks are black, the lines are clean, the fucking all the bullshit, there's not like a ton of little things. What's crazy to me is that this is the level of editing you need on the internet to gain some traction, dude. It's fucking crazy that someone gone from Berlin went through all this trouble to make this like fucking animation thing to showcase his tattoo. That's wild, guys. Like, what's happening here? I'm a person who knows a lot about editing, filming, fucking running a social media thing or whatever. And I go, God damn, that costs money. That costs money to do, or that dude is really a great editor, digital dude fucking guy. I don't know. But like, that's how much work we gotta put in like to get noticed on the internet these days. That's fucking wild, right? You guys feel me, right? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money or a lot of time. Or that dude's just fucking educated as fuck when it comes to digital editing bullshit. I don't know. Very nice tattoo. It's cool. On to the next. Okay, let's talk about this scratchy fucking turd. Okay. Now looking at that stencil, there's nothing. It's nothing. You do not need a stencil for this. This drives me crazy when I see people doing this stuff. I guess because like they're just, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at, and I don't think you need a fucking stencil for this type of shit. But let's keep going. And then you see the tattoo and it's like this road rashy fucking skid marky crap where it looks like some dude did a burnout on his like tricycle on this chick's back. Yeah, nothing good, nothing great, nothing interesting, nothing that takes talent, nothing that takes knowledge, nothing that takes like anything other. This is the only thing it takes. A blatant disrespect for not only the person's back, but like anything that is tattooing. That's it. That's the only thing that this tattoo requires. You need the bravery to say fuck you to tattooing, which is great. Congrats. You need the fucking ability to not care about, people and what they put on their body. Great. Congrats. And then you just need to be, dumb enough to post it on the internet. That's all it takes. No skill, no nothing. And sometimes, to call back onto this guy, I truly think that this guy is also trying to do that type of thing, like revolt against what people think tattooing is and should be or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But this is at least like, when you see this type of tattooing, you're like, at least he understands the fundamentals of putting in a tattoo. And like, I guess part of me, when I see this, to call back onto this, I'm just like, I know what he's going for and I hate it, but at least I feel like he's a capable tattooer. Like he genuinely cares. Where when I see shit like this, I'm just like, this person don't give a fuck. They just want to be on the internet They just want to do their scratchy turds. I don't think that there's anyone who can convince me that it looks good, and I think that's part of what they're going for. So I hate it. I hate it. I'll always hate it. I hate that so much. On to the next. I just wanted to take a moment. We just broke 60,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. I can't believe it. We're trying to get to 100,000. And the more people who subscribe to the channel, the better tattoos are out in the world. I appreciate you guys.
Let's talk stroke. What is stroke and why do I need to know what it is? Stroke is basically the distance the needle travels back and forth while in use. So the longer stroke a machine has, the more power it gives. No matter what type of tattoos you specialize in, knowing which stroke to use plays a big part in putting out the best creations for your client. Short strokes range from 1.8mm to 2.5mm and move faster than longer strokes because they have less distance to travel with each up and down motion. They're often used for shading as it blends smoothly without chewing up the skin, but is however too short to be used for lining. Medium.
Okay, so in case you weren't sure what stroke is, that's what stroke is. This is one of those places I will differ from a lot of tattooers. I have never given a fuck about stroke. I don't care, really don't. When I was learning how to tattoo, there were so many things and so many fucking people giving so much advice and so many fucking different things. This is the ink you use, this is the machine you use, this is how you tune your machine, this is like the stroke you want, this is the line. There's so many different things. And for me, like, I'm a simple guy. Okay? The fucking simpler shit is, the better off I'm gonna be. And so like for me, when it comes to people talking about stroke, I'm like, I want to ignore that. I want to ignore it. When it comes to a lot of the technical side of tattooing, it's just for me, I'm like, nope, I do not want to get caught in it because my brain will just do like a million fucking somersaults. And then eventually from all those somersaults, it just runs into a brick wall. And I'm like, oh, I've been like in my own head for so fucking long that that's exactly everything I don't want. I always respect people who are tat people like that, like they care about the stroke, they care about the machines in the most like particular, like this build is better because of this and that one's because of this. I don't fucking care. Give me a machine, let me feel it, let me run it a little bit, and I'll be like, this is how I run this machine, and this is how I'm gonna get the best results out of it. I'm a very feel kind of guy, which is kind of like one of the more frustrating things when I see people trying to teach people online, is because like, I know personally, if you tell me a bunch of things like that, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. For me, I need hands-on experience. I need to actually feel things. I need to see it. I need to work them out. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. On to the next.
If your friend goes from having 0 tattoos to a bunch in like 6 months, you should check in on them, especially if it's a Bible verse. Nothing wrong with having tattoos, but if someone has 0 at Christmas and then on Memorial Day they take their shirt off to jump in the pool and they have 2 full sleeves, something's definitely wrong. Just call them up, see how they're doing. I did it with one of my friends, Henry. He got like 15 in Q1 of 2024. So I called him and was like, yo, what's with all the tattoos? And he took a second and was like, yeah, I should probably talk to someone, huh? I'm fully spiraling. But if they bleach their hair, you should not call them. Instead, you should buy a plane ticket immediately.
So this is something that is actually interesting. I've experienced it a lot with my clients. There's a thing that happens with all middle-aged people, and they like fucking start having all this fucking crazy dread about their mortality and shit. And they start getting tattooed. It's very common, like midlife crisis type of tattooing. Instead of cheating on your wife, you get tattoos. I think it's great. It's a good thing. I don't necessarily think that it's inherently bad or anything. I don't think it's a red flag to be like, I don't think you need to be concerned about people like that. But typically in tattooing, people get tattooed when they're really young, going through transitions, typically out of high school into real life, trying to figure out the world. And they're like, fuck it, I'll just get tattooed. That makes all the sense. And then there's people who are like later on in life who are like, you know, maybe their kids are a little bit older, maybe they have like more disposable income, maybe they're like, fuck, my kids are grown, I don't know what the fuck is going on, I've been at the same job for 20 years, fuck it, I'll just get tattooed. That seems to answer everything. And so it is pretty common, like people will get fucking tattooed up after like a big change or whatever. Yeah, it's great. Is it a big deal? Like, is it a negative thing? Nah, not always. A lot of times it's a positive thing, but hey, whatever. On to the next. Okay, it says, come do this $40,000 sleeve with me. You know, we've grown accustomed to people throwing out fucking insane numbers on the internet. I just am always like, what the fuck are you talking about? Bro, first off, Mr. Pookie did it. No one's paying you $40,000 for a tattoo. No, don't believe it. Don't care, don't believe it. Maybe this is a joke. I appreciate it. If it's a joke, good for you. You got me talking about it, great. But let's keep going. Yay, tattoo. That's a nice sleeve. I'm not a fan of the style, obviously, you guys know, but that's like a nice sleeve. Is it $40,000? God damn no. God fucking damn it, no. I'm so tired I'm so tired of tattooers or tattoo educators or anyone in the space talking about money. And I do not fucking believe anybody ever when they say how much money they make in tattooing or any other fucking thing ever. Got no proof. Unless you show me the fucking bank account of the person paying you $40,000 and it says negative $40,000, I don't believe you. And that might be me being, pessimistic. But it's just me being honest. I don't fucking trust nobody when it comes to the internet. You guys are all fucking bullshitters, and it takes no fucking amount of anything to prove anything. It doesn't. It's so easy. I made $400 million last year. See? Stupid. You're dumb. Fuck off. On to the next.
He has a full head tattoo, and what I noticed, the hairline's off right there.
Dang. That hairline is off by a little bit. You can tell like right here, it's a little off. That head tattoo looks great. And like, just like his style, it looks fucking cool. It's interesting. Let's see what he does with it, dude. I think this is one of those hairline tatter people.
See that left side? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do SMT. We're gonna straighten it out. And here's the process. So with this coming out a little further, we're gonna establish this one first. It's gonna be cool because this stubble is gonna be in the backdrop of this. Alright guys, so here's another way. If you use a facial sponge, fold it in half, you get a straight line. It's one way.
Let's skip to the results. Dang. He stippled that in there, made it look like a hairline. I wish he would have just made the tattoo come out a little bit more, because it kind of does look a little funny having just stippling rather than like the tattoo finish it off. But that looks crazy. I'm always so impressed with these fucking hairline tatters, dude. I wish I was like, I'm gonna go back and just start tattooing hairlines. Fuck it, dude. Who needs to do cool panthers and shit? Let's just do fucking dots and lines. I bet this costs like $2,000 or some shit. But yeah, it looks great. Good for this guy. Dude, are we changing this channel to a hairline channel? Let's just do that, dude. Fuck real tattoos. Let's do this shit. On to the next.
6 tattoo business tips I wish I had when I first started my tattoo career. But if we've never met, hi, my name is Reese. I'm a tattoo artist of 10 years and a spiritual tattoo business coach where I love helping spirit-led tattoo.
I'm gonna do a whole video about tattoo coaches. I've decided, I don't know how I'm gonna make it, but we're gonna go after it, you know? A lot of it's good. A lot of it's like just fucking cheesy fucking marketing that drives me goddamn crazy.
Spirit-led tattooers create more wealth, income, community, and freedom within their tattoo business. Now, let's get back to it. Tip number 1, finding your tattoo style. This means niching down. This one does come with a lot of controversy.
And that is, come on, I'm gonna go after that statement.
It's not that we can't do all the tattoo styles. It's about the reasons why we are trying to do all the tattoo styles. Strategy number 1 is when you focus on a certain style, you actually evolve much faster in your tattoo techniques, your processes, and your creative design work. Energetically, when it sets your soul on fire to do a particular style, you are more intentional with the things that you create. And when you become more intentional, you actually attract people that want that style of artwork, but also you provide a really beautiful experience. This emits an...
Okay, there are a lot of words being said. Most of it is nothing, actually nothing, literally nothing. I'm fluent in bullshit. She is saying that because you like this style, you're gonna get better at that. And when you get better at that, you're gonna get more clients. That's fucking it. Okay, but let's get after that. Yes. If you only do one style, you're going to get better at that style. That's great. If that's your advice, fine. I would disagree with it. 1, I don't think it makes sense to only specialize in one style right off the bat. I think it makes sense to diversify, because when you're young in tattooing, you actually don't know what your fucking style is. And the only way you're gonna learn is by trying different things, Like how many traditional tattooers ended up doing fine line because they enjoyed it more, or because they were making more money, or because it energetically fulfilled their hole in their butt. Whatever it is, that's it. So like, learn different styles. Learn how to tattoo as much as you possibly can, because then you'll really figure it out down the line when you want to specialize in stuff, rather than trying to like do it right off the bat. But 2, one of the most frustrating things about advice like this, where it's like, just niche down and do your one fucking style, is that like most people, vast majority of tattooers, are never going to build a huge internet following. And they're not gonna be the best at one style. So when they're like growing, they're not gonna make fucking very much money. And like, I know that you can say a bunch of jargon and be like, well, yeah, that's because their energy isn't aligned with their fucking chakras. And it's like, great, that means fucking nothing. That means nothing. And I like this type of stuff. I'm into spirituality. I'm one with the universe. If you're gonna specialize in one thing, you better be the fucking best at it. And you better hope that the thing you specialize in never falls out of trend, because the moment it does, you're not gonna know how to fucking move with the times. I've done traditional since the beginning, and I knew that that was a problem when I was starting out. So I went out and I learned different things. That's how I know I fucking hate lettering, is because I'm trash at it and because my energy levels towards it suck. I know I like Japanese because I fucking experimented and learned different things. I know I hate fucking color realism because it's fucking color realism and fuck color realism. But yeah, it just drives me nuts. Learn different styles, get out there, don't fall to different fucking jargony stuff out there in tattoo world.
This is a really unique tattoo sleeve concept. My buddy is a real estate agent, and he wanted to get micro portraits of all the houses he listed and sold in the first year of his career. It was a lot of fun getting all these pieces to fit together, and we'll probably be adding on for the rest of the houses he sold this year.
Okay, that is a fucking unique tattoo sleeve. Super unique, as he already stated. I don't know, I'm kind of at a loss for words, because I think that if it was just like one house, I would have been like, yeah, it's kind of cool. But there's like fucking 15. How funny would it be if you were one of the fucking people he got their house tattooed on? They're like, bitch, I fucking bought this fucker. Why are you getting it tattooed on your arm? Because you sold it to me? But whatever, you know, hey, I don't know where they go from here. How did they like tattoo around the elbow? I'm curious. Like, did they just put like one of the houses he hates the most on his elbow? Because that like isn't gonna look very good on the elbow. But hey, I mean, I don't hate it. It's just weird. And maybe all things that are new are hated in the beginning. I don't know. Maybe this is gonna be the new trend of 2025. Fucking house tats on a forearm. I appreciate you guys. I hope you learned something or didn't or whatever. Just enjoy you being around. I'll see you in a few days.